We're back, everybody,
for another Snarf Talk.
in our brand new podcast studio.
Almost completed.
I mean, it's just pretty
Lot.
much completed.
I mean, a lot has been done in here, Christopher, and it looks amazing. We've got so much more room for activities here on this
Yes.
table that we've acquired.
We have a podcast-specific table that's only purpose is podcasting. We're going to leave our stuff up on it. It's a 70-year-old antique oak table.
And it's pretty amazing. I tell you what, we got a steal on this thing.
Yeah, I think we did a great job with it.
It's rustic looking. It's
Kind of
I
a
don't know,
industrial steampunk vibe.
That's exactly what it is. It needs to have the goggles that
It's
we
got-
always talk about with steampunk,
Yeah,
those
it does.
goggles.
It's got like the rounded, like old antique looking wood legs, but then
Yeah.
it's also got this like wrought iron support structure.
There's a bar that goes in between, and it's amazing.
It's a pretty cool table.
I like it a lot.
And yeah, we have so much room and we're not cramped and we're not on people's desks.
And we got it on the cheap
Yeah, kind of.
for tables. Because apparently people think tables are, well, all tables, mind you, are made of gold.
There will be a future, Jerry, where tables become the currency.
I think they already are.
And people are like building, like after the financial housing crash of 2008, people stopped buying into the whole game of like, we're going to use our house as our equity.
Right. And it's just tables.
It's just tables now.
Because we would ask people about tables like, hey, I see you got a nice table there on Facebook Marketplace. Would you take $100? They're like, no, we won't take less than $450. $450 for that dog shit table you got sitting there with scratches all over it? Yeah, that's
That you say
worth $500.
that you say in the ad needs either refinished or
Yeah.
a coat of paint.
Right. You're going to have to refinish this. I'll give you $100 for it. Won't take less than 500.
Yeah.
Are you serious? And I don't need the chairs. I don't want the chairs with it.
Right.
I don't know. People are pretty precious about tables, I guess.
Yeah.
But
we got
not
this
guy.
way awesomer table.
Yeah, it is really
More
nice.
awesome?
Super awesome.
Way more awesome table for like half the price of Karen's $450
Thanks
table.
a lot, Karen. Yeah, it's really nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's in the works. We're building up a dedicated space. for
Yeah, we
this.
have a kitchenette
Because if
behind me. If you can see it, we have a
you see that nice little kitchenette back there,
kitchenette. Here, let me
anybody on
do a
YouTube can
little
see this.
tour here. That wasn't very smooth.
Nope,
But
that
we
was
got a
terrible.
refrigerator and sink and microwave. You know,
Nice.
the necessities,
It is.
the niceties.
It is necessity.
And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Now we just need to like make our necessary modifications to our table to like hold all of our stuff and keep it like
Yes.
contained.
And then add art.
Yes.
You have a little bit of art up there.
Yeah, I
but
got some Star Wars blueprints, but
that's been there forever.
we got Alex's jigsaw puzzle we got to find a home for.
We're gonna get a new caricature tomorrow.
Yes, we
'Cause
are.
what are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are going to
Well, wait. No. Today, while you listen to this podcast,
Yeah.
we are at
we are at
C2E2.
C2E2, the Chicago Comics and Entertainment Expo. Chicago Entertainment Comic Expo.
Something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. We've went 2 years in a row now. This is the third year in a row.
This is I think your second time, my third or fourth. I don't know. There was the first year you didn't go.
Yeah, so that was this is your fourth and my third.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Something I don't know. Maybe it's second. But either way,
It's my favorite one.
it's incredible.
In
What an
our
experience.
Greater Chicago area. It's it's definitely more prominent on the like national stage.
Big
It's
time.
probably one of the top 5 conventions in the country.
And it's very commercial.
Yeah,
it's
super.
commercialized big time. It's not like we went to
Which
Wizard
is
World.
kind of cool. I like that fact a little bit.
It draws a really big crowd of not only people but like artists, entertainment,
Yeah.
people in video game literature, art, everything that you could think of come to this place. It's really good for networking, I think, because Artist Alley is amazing. The amount of people you meet there is amazing. And we got a caricature drawn last year of us that has never really seen the light of day, just because we don't want to spoil the fun. It's ours. It's a special thing between Chris and I, and we're going to keep it that way. We're getting another one done today, probably as you're listening to this, we're being drawn.
Yeah.
By Eric Macias.
Yeah. That's right.
I just want to make sure I get his name right. And he's done a little bit of a logo for us that we had him do that will be coming out, and we'll show you guys soon. But he's also doing a caricature, and that's going to be amazing. We have a really good idea.
We have a super good idea. We won't spoil it because it's going to be going to be amazing.
He does really good work. If you're going to C2E2, check him out at the Sketched
booth. And make sure you ask for him by name. He is amazing artist and character artist, and he'll draw whatever you want. I think once we have like a second and third one, I'll be happy to like frame them all, even our original one, and put it up because like then there's like a theme.
Yes, then there's a theme. The first one was not too much of a theme because we kind of just blurted out what we wanted, and he gave us exactly what we wanted. I mean, we asked for that.
Yeah.
To a point, but it's funny. It's a good story. I like it a lot. The art is still very, very good. We've posted on our social media in the last couple of days some of the caricatures he's drawn of comic book stuff, and it's really good. If you're into that kind of thing, I would say check him out. He's on Instagram at
EMAN MACIAS.
Macias, yes.
So check him out. You can also find him all over our Instagram and Facebook.
He's also linked below in the description of this podcast.
Yes. Oh, link in the description.
Yes.
You're like a real Instagrammer.
I really am. I'm a real social medias guy.
A social media pariah, maybe.
I try.
What else do we have going on? We have another huge event happening, Jerry.
We do?
Yeah. It's called Snarf Madness.
I forgot about Snarf Madness until right now. You're right. That's happening as we speak.
Yeah.
We haven't started grading anything, but it's your time to get a bracket. You can get a bracket on snarfcomics.com/madness.
Or you can go to snarfcomics.com and click Snarf Madness in the top navigation link. Download the PDF bracket, fill it out, email it to us at info@snarfcomics.com. You can take a picture of it, and through the magic of apps.
Yes.
You can scan that.
There's Turbo Scan. There's Ultra Scan.
Yeah.
There's Microsoft Lens.
I use Microsoft Office Lens. It's free. You can scan it after you filled it out, and you can send the PDF right to an email right from the program. It's great.
Yeah, all those that I named are free. You can download.
So do that. That would be the easiest way for us. Or you can scan it in your HP Desk Jet.
Yeah, yeah, you could use one of those as well. But the phone scanner, I promise you, it's much easier. I know you have a phone in your pocket. Scan a picture.
Or are you just happy to see me?
Both. I also carry bananas on me all the time for potassium reasons, okay?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I got low potassium.
Checks out.
Really, they're not really that high in potassium.
Low P.
I mean, bananas have some potassium, but there's better sources of potassium than bananas.
Yeah,
Let's
like
just
potash.
get that straight. Yeah, you could just be eating potash straight out of a jar.
It's kind of like granola.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's granular, yes, but it's not granola. So those are the big events that we've got going on. Get your Snarf Madness brackets, send them to us. We will grade them. Big prizes this year. There are 2 winners.
Yeah, you'll have 2 winners, and the goal is to match Jerry or I's bracket.
Correct.
Not to just come out with your own ideas. Your ideas don't matter.
No.
You're a cog in a machine.
In the Snarf wheel of madness.
And we are what matters here. So the winners will be the closest to match our brackets. The 2 winners will receive up to $200 in cash and prizes.
I tell you what, one of them that we got back, I was looking at, and I just was perusing what they've picked. We're not grading anything yet. I just want to see what they put on there. I think it's definitely towards you.
They clearly had no interest in your bracket.
No,
they were going for.
They definitely went towards you because everything I was looking at. I mean, some of them are going to be the same. I already know that, but looking through it, I'm like, that seems like Chris. That looks like a Chris pick. That's pretty much a Chris pick.
We know who's more important here.
So yeah, it's because you have a beard.
I
think she's a beardist.
She, he, who knows?
Him, her.
We're not giving away
it,
who it is,
whatever it is. I think they're a beardist.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
No.
Wouldn't it be I don't know what that would be. Wouldn't that be an ist against beards?
A beardist?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like
Okay, so then they're
not necessarily.
skinny.
Not necessarily. So like, yes, in the case of racist, but like an exhibitionist likes to get naked.
That's true. Oh yeah, I guess.
Or like a flautist likes to play the flute.
They like to flout.
So a beardist might be a purveyor of a beard.
Yeah, that's right. You're
A
right.
beard enthusiast or a fan of beards.
I'm just saying, don't tear me down because I can't grow a beard, okay? I got scraggly stuff on my face.
Somebody will try to match your bracket, Jerry. Somebody out there cares about you.
I mean, we got to have two winners, one
Guys,
way or another.
we are like we don't have enough brackets in yet.
Not yet.
So get on top of that horse. Ride them, Sally.
I know 3 people that haven't sent them in yet that are doing it.
We want
That's just 3
at
people,
least
though.
250.
Then 50.
That's our goal.
Yep.
So
That's a lot of work.
We're going to need...
That's a lot of
Well,
work.
I was thinking about this. We don't have to score them. When you're in an NCAA bracket, people score their own.
That's true. That's just putting a lot of work on people that they don't want to do, though.
So we got to do it.
It's our thing.
They're winning prizes.
That is true. I still feel like it would scare people away.
All right, fine. You can be lazy.
I mean, in general, people are lazy. I'm not necessarily saying our listeners are lazy, but in general,
Yeah.
most people don't want to do work to win something.
Right.
They just want to do the minimum. I mean, and this
win.
is speaking from experience. I want to do the absolute minimum I can do and then win something. And if that's just writing out a bracket, taking a picture of it on my phone and sending it to info@snarfcomics.com, that's all I want to do.
Well, do that. Everybody jump on board. We're really excited, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah. So, with that, C2E2 today.
I'm really excited about that. I don't think I'm going to have to hold you back from looking at comic books, I think.
I'm not going to. It's going to take active work to stay away from that.
It really is, especially for you. Like I want to see a lot of other things, and I want to go talk to people and meet people.
I don't have any comics I'm like specifically looking for, really.
I really don't either. I would like to get some Moon Knight stuff.
Moon Knight stuff. I
Yeah.
always want new Moon Knight stuff, but it's pricey right now.
Of course, it's going to be because a new show's coming out on Disney Plus.
Also, you're looking for Swamp Thing #1?
Yes, 1 and 2. I don't think I have 2.
I don't know.
Look. But either way, yeah, I'm sure that's still going to be as pricey as it was last year.
No, I bet it's down.
You think so?
Yeah, the show's
'Cause
not
the
out
show
anymore.
failed
Yeah.
miserably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to keep you away from. I took a lot of video of you rifling through comics. It hasn't seen the light of day yet.
Do you think there'll be any panels that we can go to?
There are quite a few.
Yeah, but have you seen like anything exciting?
Kyle Higgins is doing another panel. I know. I don't know. I didn't look at the panel schedule though, so we'll have to check that out first thing in the morning. See what's up. Jim Lee's gonna be there. I really like Jim Lee.
Yeah.
He's not doing a panel though. He's just doing autographs and.
Well, we'll never get to it. You'd spend all day waiting for that booth.
It's Friday and Saturday. If we get there first thing Friday,
Maybe.
it's a possibility.
Yeah, unfortunately, we screwed up and we're not able to go all weekend like we normally would do. It's like really upsetting.
Yeah, you ruined it.
Well,
You did.
You ruined it first.
No, you ruined it first.
You
and then
bought
I did.
No, you bought tickets to a monster truck rally, and then you said, "Oh, shoot, I'm not going to be able to go to C2E2 on Saturday." And then I said, "Oh, me neither." So
Yeah, I know.
technically, you ruined it.
What
first.
was scheduled first?
Monster trucks?
No, it was not.
Monster truck.
Yours was scheduled
Monster
way
Jam.
in advance.
Saturday.
It is Saturday, and I am pretty excited about it. I've never went and saw monster trucks before, like Monster Jam. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I've done it once, but it's been a long time.
The boys are going to shit. They don't even know that it's happening. They're going to flip.
Yeah.
They really are.
It always amazes me because they're so small, the area where these trucks drive around. It's tiny. It's like a
See, on
basketball
TV,
court
it doesn't
size.
look that. Well, it's bigger than that.
Not much. It's really
like
small.
Yeah, it is. It's the Allstate Arena that we're going to, so it's not that big.
Yeah. It's like
Concert venue.
Chicago Wolves, pack up your skates. Monster trucks are coming on the ice.
Yes, and
They
we're
drive like 2 feet. They jump over a car, and then they stop immediately. And then they like turn
That's
around.
crazy.
They drive back.
Why do they do this?
I don't know.
Why do they do this indoors?
Because it's the middle of the winter.
I know. I don't understand why they do it indoors, though. That's crazy to me. They must have like some pretty serious exhaust fans in there.
Yeah, I always wondered that myself.
You said you've went.
Yeah, I have.
You didn't monitor their exhaust situation?
No, when I was a child, no.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I went when I was like in middle school.
But this one that we're going to is the Triple Threat, Monster Jam Triple Threat Hot Wheels edition. So there's like these little ATVs.
Oh, yeah. They always have little dirt
fly
bikes
around.
ATVs.
Yeah, dirt bikes.
They'll have a big dinosaur that eats cars.
Probably they will have a dinosaur that eats cars. And then the big trucks. Gravedigger's going to be there, you know. It's a big deal. It's a pretty big deal. No, but I really am kind of excited. I've never done anything like this. It'll be fun, especially with the boys. I think it'll be really fun. Grant's going to go wild.
Grant gone wild.
Grant gone wild on Saturday at Monster Jam.
Another exciting thing, we're also this year having another back-to-back Snarf baseball team.
We are.
It's pretty exciting.
T-ball official today. We are official Snarf. What is it? Snarf Comics T-ball.
Yeah, it's a Snarf Talk team. Snarf Talk team.
I told him in the old text message. I says, listen up. I need to have the red team again. And the reason for that is because every child of mine so far in baseball has had a red uniform, and it's really easy to match things up, especially when you don't do laundry for the entire week and you leave everything dirty, and then you find the one uniform that they used 3 years ago in a drawer. Perfect. You can wear it because it's red.
Yeah.
That's why I've always done it. People are like, why are you always on the red team? Everything matches.
First of all, the red team's always the best.
That's true.
It's always the best.
Now, when I was in T-ball, yellow team, I was on the yellow team, and we were dang good. It was a huge rivalry between red and yellow.
Yeah, red was dog shit. Yellow was
You're
dog
right.
shit.
Red was.
Yellow was.
And we always ended up winning. But me and Greg Johnson were always on the yellow team. It's
a shame. Yellow, the color of piss. Like the streets of Verona, where Greg and Jerry
grew
lived.
up together. We played in Thunder Creek a lot, and that was basically a sewer.
The sewer dumps right into it.
It did. It doesn't anymore.
Yeah.
But that's why they got sued by the state to fix that. But it was fixed. It was taken care of. We're fine.
Was that under your dad's watch as mayor?
It was that way forever.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything about it.
Well, he fixed it.
Yeah, but he was aware of the problem beforehand.
I think everybody was.
Okay, so
well, everybody had their own septic. It was that leach fields were too close to the creek.
This is a scandal.
It didn't actually.
It's amazing he survived it.
I know he came out unscathed completely. Had a solid 30-year run. Nobody,
in fact, came out like triumphantly.
Yeah, actually, I think
he's like, "I will save the people from the water."
He strong-armed the police department into backing him, and then anybody on the street wasn't going to say anything about him because they'd be beaten and thrown in jail.
Yeah.
So, I got a bunch of payoffs from it.
What's that? Who?
It's not a big deal.
Who was on the police department?
Oh, my dad.
I was going to say, was the only policeman, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
but he paid him off.
Yeah.
So he had it all under wraps. But
they still
fixed
have
it all.
a police presence in Verona?
Just the county.
Right, but they don't have
the mayor's the only person that is allowed to hold someone under arrest until the county comes and
Are they allowed to
them.
open carry a weapon though?
No, my dad never did.
Right.
So I don't think so, no.
So they're not. He wasn't really.
It's like
police.
it's almost like a citizen's arrest.
Right. So he wasn't really police.
Right.
He didn't go to any training.
No, not the slightest.
So he wasn't police at all.
I didn't say he was like actual police department. I'm saying he's the only person in town that could put you in handcuffs and hold you until the police came and actually did something.
Can't anybody do that? Isn't that a citizen's arrest?
Kind of, but you could also be sued for that.
But a mayor can't be sued?
Mm-mm.
What
It's
about
under
a
law.
lord?
No, it's certainly not a lord. You could be a lord on our patreon.com.
Oh, you can.
You can. You can subscribe to our Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah, if you subscribe to Patreon, you have a multitude of selections you could pick.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had any new subscribers. People, get on it.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
We also don't promote it that much, but It's out there. It's there. Go to Patreon. Check us out.
You can get extra podcasts, plus other things.
This week, actually, we're supposed to get out our
we have a
bundle
new
of Snarf.
Patreon member. We talked about it before. Nolan.
Yes.
He's very active on there, always talking about stuff. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did you ever send him stickers?
No.
Yeah, we need to send him some stickers.
Yeah, we do. His address is on there, right?
Yeah,
you have to put your address on there to sign up. So
we also, if you're a Patreon subscriber right
bunch.
now and you're still waiting for your T-shirt, it's coming.
It's coming. Did you finalize the design?
No.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I'm gonna make more of the old ones.
I like people like the old one and the new design we could put on a shirt. The other new design we could put on shirts.
Yeah,
we got a selection.
Yeah, we got some irons in the fire.
Yeah, we do irons in the fire. Yeah, we got a lot of them.
All right, you want to talk about some news? We're just gonna do this. Kind of be a potpourri episode.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Mostly because we're on pot.
So no, I'm not. It's illegal for me to do that.
I'm kidding. It's illegal.
It's not. Federally it is, but not for the state. You could smoke as much as you want.
But the state, the whole idea of a federal government, a federal system,
yes,
is the power resides in the states.
Yeah, unless you work for the federal government.
But it's a federal. The whole word entails that the states make the rules
of their own state. Yes,
right.
Not for the state next to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe in the authority of the state, is what I'm saying.
That's silly.
Over a centralized
I want
government.
Big government.
See, that was the whole idea
everything.
of the founding of our country, Jerry. I don't know if you understand this.
Huge, intrusive government that just puts their hands in all of your stuff. Just takes it over.
We are a republic
of
America.
You're a Republican?
Wow. This is a republic.
I didn't know that.
We are part of a republic.
Conservative Chris Harford.
That's why we have senators.
Centaurs?
Senators. They're like minotaurs, but they wear togas.
But they have goat feet, right?
Goat feet, bull head,
bear body.
Human body.
Oh.
Togas.
Okay.
And
they can only eat eucalyptus.
They eat eucalyptus and they filibuster. It's not good.
Sounds like a real lame duck.
Boom! When they get into filibustering season, you don't want to be around there. It's loud.
And it's when they mate.
Yeah. That's
big news that happened this week is Bob Iger. You know him?
I do, yeah.
He stepped down.
Really? He's the CEO of Disney.
Not no more.
Is that why their stock price has been crashing?
Yes, absolutely.
Like bad? Like I lost a ton of money?
He stepped down and Bob Chapek replaces him.
That's not good. Why did he step down?
He chose to. He said it was the right time for him to step down.
He's been like the long-time CEO.
Since 2005.
That's a long time.
Yeah, 15 years. He took over after Michael, what was his name?
I know.
Michael Eisner,
who was like the most dynamic CEO of Disney ever from like mid 80s on the way. He's like responsible for everything.
Except for like when Bob Iger was involved,
Bob
Iger took over Pixar, they took over Marvel.
His claim to fame, and to be honest, Disney was stalling a bit towards the end of Michael Eisner's. But if you look back at some of the stuff Michael Eisner did, it was incredible. But when Bob Iger took over, he was a president of NBC Universal, I think, at the time, or something. He came more from Hollywood, and his whole idea was, hey, we need to own intellectual property. That's what we need.
Yes.
So we need to get a hold of these entities.
It's a good idea.
That produce intellectual property, and everything will fall in place from there. And so he orchestrated the purchases of Pixar and Marvel and LucasArts and Lucasfilm.
20th Century Fox.
20th Century Fox. He bought that for all the IP, and that's genius because he's got this. He set the company on track now for another 50 years of success.
Absolutely. Apparently, with an interview on CNBC, he said it's actually been in the works for the last few years, and they set it up. They identified Chapek. What's his name? Bob Chapek. a few years ago.
Oh yeah, it's Bill. Bill Chapek
Got
over
good
there.
old Bill Chapek coming in, gonna take over the lead on this one.
Yep.
Well,
Bill always does a good job.
Apparently, the board likes him, and he's been named as the new CEO. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I would say you should have dumped some stock out of Disney if you were in it a while ago.
Too late now. I just bought a bunch today because it's like way down. So I'm like,
Yeah.
buy more.
It's kind of a bear market.
The stock market is crashing and burning. In fact, it's like
Coronavirus.
already erased like almost a year's worth of gains.
Really?
It's really bad.
I tell you what, my 401k did pretty good. Well, it's called a TSP, but it did pretty good last year.
But I'm saying up until this point.
But I've lost all of it now, and I am broke, and I can never retire.
Up until this point,
Don't laugh at
the
that.
growth was like 15 to 20%, depending on what you're invested in, and pretty much most of those gains have been wiped out. But it'll come back.
Ugh, that's ugly.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Let's
But I bought a
keep
bunch
talking
more
about-
stock today.
Yeah, let's keep talking about that.
Let's talk about because of coronavirus.
That's why it's going down.
And it's stupid. It's the dumbest thing in the history of mankind.
So
We were talking about this before the show.
we were,
And there was Dr. Drew was on the news.
and if I'm going to listen to anyone, it's definitely Dr. Drew.
Doctor's
He helped
before
me-
his name.
I mean, and he helped me through so many bad relationships.
Yeah, you made love connections.
Unbelievable.
But I thought his
what that
point
guy
was
can do.
pretty solid. He's just like, this is all being orchestrated by the media. Like, you guys are out of control. You're reporting shit that you have no idea what it means.
Yeah.
You're not listening to science. You're not listening to doctors. You're just clickbaiting and playing off people's fears and fear mongering, and it's hurting our economy.
Here's the thing, though. If people don't understand that the media has been doing this for years, I mean, this has been a thing that
People
the media
are so dumb, Jerry.
it's been ramping up, and like it's like compounding every year on how bad I think the media gets on just blowing smoke up your butt, because it's not true. I realized it when I was deployed. Like we did some things when we were deployed, like some humanitarian missions, like handing out
Like
school
under
supplies.
the table,
Yes,
like
very.
death missions,
Yes.
assassinations.
No, we just went to schools.
You did some things.
We went to schools and handed out like school supplies,
Laced
stuffed
with
animals,
arsenic.
all of it. Yes.
To
Yeah, we were
sterilize people.
Yeah,
It
100%.
was part of a CIA program.
And yeah, it was called sterilizations. Anyway, so we were doing this stuff, and then like we had some people that were with us, like reporters that were with us, and there was like an engineering group that was there that was building schools and everything. And the only thing that they reported on was about like the deaths that had happened in the area because of us, not me specifically, but because of the U.S. They had talked about like how we basically destroyed the city, even though we were actually there rebuilding it. It wasn't us that destroyed it at all. It was the fighting that had been going on previously. Like none of it that they were witnessing when they were with us was ever reported, and all of the other stuff that was put on the news wasn't even what they were there for. And it just really ticked me off because none of it was even remotely accurate to
Right.
what they saw. So they came there and reported on something that they kind of just fabricated. And it was so aggravating because everybody was excited to see this big news story. We're like, our unit's going to be on the news. And then when we saw it, they didn't even report the right unit. First of all, they said that we were from like Wisconsin. I am not from Wisconsin. I can tell you that much.
Definitely
All right
not
there,
from
buddy.
Wisconsin.
And it was just like bad reporting, and it put a bad taste in my mouth. And then so many other things were reported while I was there about certain things that went on I just don't agree with. And from then on, watching the news, I was like, well, that's probably not true.
Yeah, and it's really not true. It's crazy because he was talking about the coronavirus and how it's actually pretty. And maybe this is all bullshit too, so don't take my word on it. But he's like, it's really pretty mild illness comparatively. Like when you look at the amount of people that die from influenza, and like nobody even thinks about that.
Right.
And it's the same, or influenza's worse. And they're like, well, but more people have died now from coronavirus than what's the last one? Bird flu or whatever. SARS.
SARS.
And he's like, yeah, but not per capita, not not the rate. He's like, you just said it. Like, you're so sitting next to me, hearing me say this.
Yeah.
But you're so dumb that you can't understand what I'm saying. He said, yes, more people died, but more people have had it. So the death rate is way lower than SARS.
Lower. Yes.
She's like, yeah, but more people have died. And he's just like,
yes. So like the success rate of it is not as good as what a normal flu would be.
well, I don't know that he didn't mention that.
For what they were reporting on that.
I think it was like, but then the other point he made is like 17,000 confirmed cases, 400 deaths or whatever it's been. And he goes, but there's probably been hundreds of thousands of unreported cases. Like if people have this in China and it's a mild illness, like the flu,
Yeah.
how many people are going to get that illness, recover, and never get reported?
Listen, at this point, I mean,
I'm not saying it's not something to be worried about.
Yeah, I would take everything seriously. I would take it seriously, and I obviously with any. It just came out today at work. They because the CDC released a thing to say like, make sure you're doing everything you can to not spread
right.
disease.
Wash your hands.
Basically,
If you're sick, stay home.
exactly. It was all these. It was the standard stuff that you would put out for any flu. And it is the standard for any flu that what they tell you to do. Stay home if you're sick, wash your hands, don't cough on people, basically all that stuff. So I would say absolutely take it seriously, but I just don't think it's to the point where people need to really freak out about it.
Is it to the point now where we have to have our stock market crashed?
No.
Second most to the levels of 2008?
No, not at all. I don't think so at all.
It's ridiculous.
And I understand. You also have to take in consideration like how good is China's, health.
Yeah,
Like the way they take care of people.
No idea.
Or the way, I don't know either, but I just feel like it's probably not to a level that we are
I
think is normal.
wouldn't make that assumption.
You don't think so?
No, I wouldn't make that assumption.
In most areas of China? I mean, China's huge.
I know it's huge, and this is I think where this is mostly emanating from is a fairly, like not a, well, every part of China is a populated region, but
Right.
I don't think it's like the higher population regions. I don't really know.
Oh, it's not.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
But it's
I don't
still
know.
taking hold over there, right?
I mean, I guess, but when you talk about 17,000 cases in China, a country of like a billion people.
Yeah. Isn't it more than that?
Yeah, I think so.
That's a lot.
I don't really know. I mean, obviously, it's something to be on your radar, but it's definitely something not to be worried about. It's definitely way less than what the news is making it out to be.
Yes. At this
And
point, I wouldn't change your daily life.
pretty
for it.
insane, and you can take my advice because I'm a doctor.
You're Dr. Chris.
Yeah.
Wait, is Drew his first name or last name?
I don't know, but I don't even know if he's really a doctor.
He's a doctor of love.
Some call him a doctor of love, yeah.
Yeah, Kiss did.
Some people call him Maurice.
They call me Dr. Love.
They call me Dr. Love.
You know that's what I'm thinking of. I think that's how it goes. That's a good song. I like that song. I
Yeah.
like Kiss. Have you ever seen Kiss in concert?
They're coming to Chicago.
Go see them in concert. They're
coming
good.
this summer.
You
wanna
should go by yourself.
I'm not really a huge Kiss fan.
I'm not
so
your
I don't
friend.
think
I'm
I'd
not
go.
going with you.
I didn't.
So-
I didn't ask you to go.
You did, actually.
No.
You just before that, you said you want to go.
No. I mean, you want to go. Do you want to go?
Oh, no, I
I
already
didn't
saw him
ask
once.
you to go with me.
Oh, I was hoping not. I was
Yeah.
like, why would you
Would never
even
ask you
think
to
I
go
would
see
go with
Kiss.
you? I've seen him
never
before.
ask you to wear
It's-
platform heels.
I have before.
Dress up.
I have before in high
Face
school. Next news. Next.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a mini series going to happen. And I don't think you're really going to care about it. I think I'm going to care about it.
Okay.
Transformers got a new 3-part anime miniseries coming to Netflix called the Battle of Cybertron. Battle
Sweet.
of Cybertron. Yes.
Next.
I get intrigued by that stuff. It's a cartoon, and I like Transformer cartoons.
It's anime, right?
Yes.
That's cool. There's been a couple other anime Transformers things.
This is why I'd be kind of into it, is because I'm not a huge anime guy when it comes to like people, like how they draw people and how their mouths move and the whole anime shtick, right? But when you're drawing robots, it's cool. They don't have a mouth like humans, so I don't feel like they can make it move all dumb like anime normally does.
Man, you're really alienating a lot of fans here.
That's fine. It's just not my thing. If you like it, that's great. A lot of people don't like anything I do. Good dinosaur. Yeah. But I think
you didn't do the Good Dinosaur. You didn't make Good Dinosaur.
I didn't say I made it. I said a lot of people don't like what I like.
You said they don't like what I do.
What I do, as in like what I like.
So you're being like, that's what I do.
No, you took that in the wrong context, just like you do the media. Okay, what are you? A journalist now?
Dr. Love.
I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. Optimus Prime is badass, and I will follow him in any battle he's in.
Nice. All right, cool.
I like it.
They're also doing a new, I don't know if you know this, but there's a new series of books and comics coming out.
Star Wars.
The High Republic.
Yeah, I posted that on our social media.
We're going to be talking about the golden age of the Jedi. And it sounds pretty amazing.
It does. It's 200 years prior to A Last Hope, correct?
A New Hope?
Or A New Hope, yeah.
No, 200 years before Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay. That's even earlier.
That's like 20 years earlier.
Wow, I was 180 years.
Actually, way more than that. It'd be like 40 years earlier. Somewhere around there.
Correct.
This period on the Star Wars timeline will not overlap any of the film features or series currently planned for production. So it won't overlap like Obi-Wan. Obviously, it's 200 years before. Meaning that the High Republic will be limited largely to print stories for now, not the next big budget Star Wars movie or Disney Plus show. Still, if the stories do well and resonate with fans, there's no reason to assume that the High Republic won't make the jump to film at some point down the line.
Yeah, they've got Charles Soule has written a novel for that.
And he's written tons of Star Wars.
He has. He did
probably
Darth Vader.
As much as anybody in the new Marvel series runs.
Absolutely. He's done a ton of it.
I just finished reading some of his run on Darth Vader.
And it's phenomenal, isn't it?
It's really good. Yeah. I really enjoy, it makes you enjoy the character of Darth Vader in a way different than you probably have before.
You probably understand him better,
it just,
right?
It
puts him in
kind
a
of
different
humanizes him. That's not a good word for it. You get to spend some time in his world where he's the main character.
Sure.
I'm not saying that makes him a good guy or makes him likable, but it does in a way. But it's just interesting to think of him as a person and not just like some evil machine.
Right, which he is.
Yeah. Well, that's
an
true.
Evil machine. And it's because...
But he's been manipulated.
But listen, all right, he was given the option to not attack Obi-Wan. He had the high ground. And he told him.
He didn't have the high ground.
Obi-Wan told him,
Yeah.
I have the high ground.
Yeah. Even in the credits, his name is first.
And it's like...
Ewan McGregor's. Did you
Is
know?
it?
Even in the credits, he has the high ground.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Top billing. I've got the high ground, Anakin. You know, you're like a brother to me. And he jumped to try to attack him anyway.
You were supposed to be the chosen one.
Bring balance to the Force. And then he cut his legs off.
Yeah.
And he deserved it.
And one of his arms.
He was an idiot. And then he started on fire.
Yeah.
What else could happen to you? At that point, you might as well start on fire.
Yeah. I wish he would have fallen down a well.
And then just a random well appears and he falls down it. Damn you!
Then like an anvil falls on his head.
This is not Looney Tunes. I don't know. I just think... And it all happened because of a woman, you know?
Yeah.
He was just obsessed with women.
Padme. You killed him. You killed her in your rage.
No! So good. It's such good acting. It really is. Yours was much better acting than what's in the movie, to be honest.
I just was reading this article the other day about how like history has been kind to Hayden Christensen. Like a lot of people
look back on it fondly.
More fondly than they originally did.
Really?
I believe it. I feel the same way.
You do.
Yeah.
You've said it over and over again. You continuously tell me how Revenge of the Sith is the greatest movie ever made.
No, I never said that.
You said that twice.
No, I've never said that.
You came to me. You came to my
you're
house.
Thinking of Attack of the Clones.
No, you came to my house and you're like, listen, I got to tell you this. Revenge of the Sith is the greatest movie of all time.
It's a good movie.
You got up at the MTV Music Awards and stopped Taylor Swift and said, "Listen, Revenge of the Sith is the greatest movie of all time." It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got more? What do you got?
Oh, I got tons of news. Tons of news. You got something else?
I got just one more thing I wanted to talk about, but that's it.
There was new pictures revealed of the bat suit.
There was on a motorcycle. This is part of what I wanted to talk about, actually. Go ahead. Keep going.
And it has kind of everybody in the interwebs up in arms.
A little
bit of controversy. Not everybody's liking it.
Yep.
But not everybody's hating it either.
Yeah, I don't think we should hate it.
I think it's interesting to note when you look at the footage, how badass the motorcycle is.
Right.
Let's just all focus on that. Second off, it doesn't look that similar to the bat suit we've seen in the other stuff.
No.
Which makes me think they're just filming B-roll with stunt doubles, because it was clearly a stunt double.
Yeah, it definitely was not Robert Pattinson.
It didn't look like the full featured bat suit that we've seen, but there were recognizable elements, which makes me think they're just shooting B-roll.
Well, and I think a lot of that was going to be CGI'd, because I think they had the basis of the suit, but there's no cape.
No cape.
There's really nothing to it.
A cape on a motorcycle would be a massive liability.
Yeah, probably.
So
but
he probably
Batman's
has some kind of a retractable cape.
You think so? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it,
Absolutely.
to be honest. In his cowl looked more like a helmet than it did an actual cowl. Now, that could be just for filming purposes to make him safe.
Could be, yeah. I mean, they can do... There's literally nothing you can garner from this small clip
that makes reality.
Anything remotely real. Because everything in movies is smoke and mirrors.
And Zoe Kravitz.
Chanel.
No, isn't it Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah.
I'm right on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You had me confused because I thought I said the wrong name.
American woman. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, his daughter.
Stay away from
She's
me.
really good. She's, I think, done better than Lenny Kravitz. Ugh.
No knocking on my door. I don't want to be a face no more.
Get it.
I don't know the rest of it.
I don't. Here's what I was going to say. I think the less we see of this Batman movie, the better it's going to be. I've felt this way about basically all movies I want to see, because the more they put out, the more people will judge and hate and tear down, and especially this one, because
people
recently
want to like it though.
Oh, absolutely! I want to love this. I want to love.
I think
everything
the internet
about
in general is being very kind thus far.
Yeah, I think so. I just, in the last 2 weeks, they started giving a lot of pictures out, and I don't know if that was on purpose or if it's been leaked stuff. I think it's more on purpose.
I think it's on purpose.
I don't like that. I think they need to keep it more under wraps and build the suspense. You've given us something now. Now just concentrate on the movie and stay away from that.
Here's the deal. This is marketing 101. You want to slowly disseminate it.
It's not slow, though.
Over the next 2 years, right? It's 2 years? Yeah.
And next year, yeah.
So you want to slowly get stuff coming out to build the anticipation. So by the time that movie drops, there is
you already know everything about it.
100 million people frothing at the mouth to see it. That's what you got to do.
I don't think that's the case at all, because they didn't do that with Joker. There was only a couple things that came out of Joker seeing Joaquin Phoenix.
Stop talking about that movie now.
No, I mean, I'm just saying because it's made so much money.
No, I know. But that's different. It's different. It's not Batman. That's not Batman.
It's in the exact same world, and everybody loves Joker just as much as they do Batman.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, he's the #1 villain. Everybody knows the Joker. And you don't have to put out this much stuff.
They're not going to replicate what they did with Joker with a Batman movie. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be the same.
I'm not saying replicate the movie. I'm saying don't put out so much extra content. Don't put out sneak peeks and little clips. I think it's going to ruin it.
I think it works to build the suspense.
I think
they don't have to give away the plot. I'm not saying that. They did it with all the Avengers movies. They gave all kinds of stuff came out.
Just today,
all kinds of stuff.
Just today, they put out another picture of a man that was murdered in the new movie, and they said it was a murder from the Riddler. So they're like, the first Riddler victim has been revealed. Why are you doing that? What is the purpose of this? Why do we need to see that? We don't. I don't think it builds suspense. We know the Riddler's a bad guy, and we know he's in the movie.
But is he a bad guy?
He is. He's mentally unstable.
Yeah.
It's proven.
He is a bad guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it can taint the movie. That's just my opinion, and I feel like, and I stay away from it. I don't look at most of those articles anymore because I don't want to.
I just try. I feel like it can exist out there for certain people, but I can stay away from it. I mean, I can stay away from Robert Pattinson's taint, and it's no problem for me.
Can you? That's good. That's a good thing. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert. I think it's going to ruin Robert Pattinson's chance of having a phenomenal Batman because he's going to be so criticized beforehand that
could be. But I think the overall. I mean, first of all, the amazing support he's already getting, it baffles my mind. I thought there would be such a blowback by casting a twinkly vampire,
yes,
to play Batman, but nobody's been there. There really hasn't. It happened right at first. And then everybody's like, but actually, he's like 35 now, and he makes some pretty cool movies.
Yeah, he did a lot of like indie stuff.
So I don't think anybody generally has too much of an issue with it.
Well, right. I don't have an issue with him at all. I just.
Do you have any more news?
No,
I got some more stuff.
Go ahead, get it, boy.
Get it. An exhibit dedicated to Marvel superheroes is coming to Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry this fall.
Really?
And
are they doing it like they did the anatomy of the human body, where they
that was
dissect
at the Field
the suits?
Museum, I think. That's at the Field Museum.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
The publisher's stable of memorable characters is headed to the Museum of Science and Industry as part of a traveling expedition. It will have Marvel displays packed with costumes, props, and original art. Marvel Universe of Superheroes will open at Hyde Park in assembling more than 300 pieces of memorabilia sourced from Marvel movies and comic book artists. Guests will come face to face and mask to mask with statues of popular characters like Spider-Man, The Thing, Black Panther, as well as costumes created for the cinematic versions of Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Thor. Comic book fans will find tributes to important Marvel creators like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and Steve Ditko throughout the expedition, as well as original artwork from over 80 years ago.
That's awesome.
Including a copy of the debut Marvel comic released in 1939. So I will definitely be going to that.
Yes, I will definitely be going to it
and
as well.
And I love the Museum of Science and Industry in general. I haven't been there in a long
I haven't been there in a while either. Is it it's the Field Museum that opens up like free for a day or two or something in February?
I think they all do.
The Shad Aquarium does it for the whole month of February.
Does it for a month. So does the Field Museum. It's like a whole month of February.
That's awesome.
They're the ones with the dinosaurs, the Field Museum.
Yes.
And the trains. No, that's the Science Industry. They have
Science
huge
and Industry
model train.
Stuff.
And then the trains you can walk in and stuff. The Field Museum, I think, has the coal mine. No, that's the museum.
No, they got mummies, and they have that whole mummy and pyramid section. They've got the dinosaurs.
Where's the coal mine? Where you go down in the coal mine?
Science and Industry.
You ride around the coal cart?
Yeah, Museum of Science and Industry.
Okay.
Science and Industry. Think coal mining was an industry at all, Chris? Come on, man.
They also have the Omnimax Theater. Have you ever been to Omnimax?
No. What's that?
That's the theater, the Museum of Science and Industry, that's like all around you.
Oh,
it's like
I have.
A big dome.
You know, I don't think I've been to that place since grade school, to be honest.
We used to be, my parents were members when I was a kid. We went up like once a month.
You can be a member of the Museum of Science and Industry?
Yeah, of course you can. You can be a member of any museum. Just like you can be a member of the zoo.
What'd they give you?
It's the same thing.
What'd they give it to you? Would they give you free stuff? 1%er?
You get tickets to the Omnimax Theater, and you get free entry to the museum.
Yeah. Probably got something else from them. Food. Tax write-off.
Yeah, you got astronaut ice cream.
Dippin' Dots?
No, not Dippin' Dots.
Isn't Dippin' Dots astronaut ice cream?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I thought that's where it stemmed from.
Probably.
Look it up.
Probably came from there.
I think it is.
Anyway, so that's exciting.
I do have one little tidbit of news.
Ooh, a tidbit.
A little tidbit. So there's that show called The Boys on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that started as a comic book. Did you know that started as a comic book?
I didn't know that, yeah.
Okay, well, the writer was a man named Garth Ennis.
Yeah. He also did Preacher.
He did. He's coming back. Going to write some more of The Boys. It's called The Boys, Dear Becky, coming out this summer. He decided to come back to it because the show was doing so well, and he said that he still had a story to write.
And they gave him a truckload of money.
Probably. I'm sure he did.
Like a whole truckload.
Oh, a legitimate truckload,
I mean,
yes.
probably like a Ford Ranger.
I was thinking six-wheeler.
Oh, a big truck.
Oh, yeah, with dollars. You could fill it with dollars. It'd be about the same as what a Ranger would with hundreds, right?
No, I don't think so. I think there'd be more in the Ranger with hundreds.
So we say 20s?
Maybe a semi-load of dollars, like a grain trailer, would equal a Ranger load of hundreds.
Like an ag grain trailer or like the big grain trailer?
No, like an ag.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit smaller. Yeah, so solid 10s then.
As I found out today, you can put 90,000 pounds on them. No problem.
You can. It is possible. Anyway, yeah, Garth Ennis is coming back. It's coming out, or it's coming out this spring, actually. He's coming back with the original artist, Russ Braun. Apparently, that's a big deal. But I liked that show. I didn't read much of the comic book.
I don't think I ever read any of the comic.
I started to after the show, after I watched the show, because it did intrigue me. And I read the first trade, I think. There's a bunch of them out, but I think I read the first one. And the show has it down perfectly for how graphic it is, like how kind of jarring the characters are. Like they're so upfront and terrible people.
Yeah.
And then how the world is. They just built the world very well compared to what that first trade was. I think it's good. There's so much story there too. I mean, so many more things are happening down the pipe that they have to work off of for that show. I really dig it. I dig it a lot. I don't know why you weren't that into it.
The show?
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I just had a couple issues with it. I probably was a little harsh to it, yeah, in retrospect.
I think you are on everything. You just come forward so judgmental of everything. Like you can't just enjoy things. Why is that?
There are certain things I enjoy.
And I'm the complete opposite of that, I will say.
It's not immediately a redeeming quality to like love everything.
I immediately love everything.
Fault.
I do. I love everyone, everything. I think everyone is good. I think everything is good.
I'm more realistic.
And then I sit back and look at it with a little bit of a
critical eye.
Yes, critical eye. And
a whispering eye, if you will.
And I start to pick at things that are lesser than in quality.
Yeah. Never said it was lesser than in quality. And those words never exited
No, I said
mouth.
that's what I start to do.
I just had some narrative issues with the show, and I felt like it dragged at a certain point pretty hard. But overall,
I think you're thinking of Umbrella Academy because that did.
Well, yeah, I am. That was way worse. I mean, The Boys is way better than Umbrella Academy.
I don't think it drugged at all. I thought it kept it pretty upbeat, actually, because of the over-the-top violence.
I mean, I liked it. I never said I didn't like it. So
you just felt like you didn't like it.
All right. So one more quick tidbit of news about C2E2.
Oh.
$1 million comic collection of rare comic books will be in Chicago for C2E2. And we're going to go see him. It's by Vincent Zerzolo, a dealer of rare vintage American comic books. He runs Metropolis Collectibles in New York City. And
so he's going to have... Are they for sale? Or he's just showing his collection?
No. He's just bringing his collection. They're super valuable comics. But I am trying to see exactly what he's got, but I found some interesting stuff. His all-time favorite comic book, movie, Blade, 1998.
Really? I don't agree with that.
Also, Captain America: Winter Soldier.
That seems silly.
Least favorite, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, the third Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, that is, and Suicide Squad, the worst ones.
I can get behind some of those, but I like Iron Man 3.
So anyway, he's bringing some bunch of super old comics like Batman #1. He'll have grade 8 Batman #1, 9 grade Marvel Comics #1. I guess I don't know. Detective Comics #27. Batman #1. Yeah, all kinds of great comics. So we'll be checking those out. That'll be cool.
So they're all going to be on display in cases.
Yeah. Yep.
Because remember, again, this is a video I haven't. I don't. Oh yeah, it was on our C2E2 video that we put out of
booth 1419. If anybody wants to, they are also buying and selling, but it's also they're gonna.
Yeah, but I took that video of the comics that they had in the cases that were worth upwards of like $20,000, and that's crazy.
Yeah, that was great. And like several of those comics, I either had a chance to buy, or owned at some point, or had a chance to buy at much cheaper.
No way.
Not as high grades. Yeah, they had the first Punisher. My God, I was looking at that book when I was in college. I was going to buy it for $200. I didn't have $200 on me.
Really?
Yeah, you don't have $200 when you're in college to spend on a comic book.
Crap.
And now, it's probably a $5,000 book, even in the grade that I was looking at.
Yeah, it's called Get a Job, Chris.
Well, I had a job, Jerry. I was paying my living expenses.
It's called Live Cheaper, Chris.
Get a haircut and get a real job.
Yeah, live within your means.
I had 2 jobs. 3, actually, at that time. 3 jobs.
What, were you living in a Hilton and having to pay for
I worked for
room service?
I was on the radio, believe it or not.
Really?
I worked for the radio station.
Can't tell.
Close. No, I was the guy that drove the van to the remote locations and set up all the equipment and like got everything ready for the.
Is that why you do so well setting up our equipment?
For the talent to get there, and then like if they were running a contest, like I ran the contest, then I get back in the van.
I kind of have you do that now. You set stuff up and wait for me to show up, and then I show up.
There was one time where I got to be on air.
No kidding.
Yeah, because the talent didn't show up.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, the talent.
The talent. That's the
like
the
4:30 in the morning at IHOP. That's what.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had some gigs that were steady, like every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. at Harley Davidson in Urbana, and then I had some that were like Tuesday, be at 4:30 in the morning, set up at IHOP. They're broadcasting from the morning radios, broadcasting from there.
They always went to the Harley Davidson though.
Yep, every Saturday. That was one of my regulars, and also Furniture Row was one of my regular.
Okay. Why are they doing that? Why are they going to those places?
Chief's Bar. We did a lot there.
What was the purpose of?
This is like the morning DJ.
I know, but what was the purpose of always being at?
Like they had it was like for a period of time. Like for the next 2 months, we'll be at Harley Davidson.
Oh, I got you.
And they're running like a contest. Come by, sign up, win a free Harley. That kind of thing.
Do you remember what kind of microphones and equipment you used?
Not as good a ones as we use.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Everything was wireless, first off. Everything was wireless back to like my equipment, and then that was wireless to the van. And then the van, I had a little microwave dish that I reeled up with a little mast.
Oh, yeah.
I like communicated with the station.
Wow.
And then
the signal had, it
was terrible.
Yeah,
the audio
it had to
quality
be terrible.
Was horrendous. Terrible. It was always going out. It was terrible. And I remember there was 3 stations that I worked for in the Illini radio group. There was the Chief, which was like oldies. And then there was the Mix, which was like regular hits.
Sure.
And then there was a hard rock station, Extra 99.1. They were like the hard rock station. That was the funnest one to do.
Of course.
The funnest DJs. I remember once we had to go out to Danville, which was like 45 minutes, hour away.
Yeah.
So I'm driving the van. The guys, the DJs, and a bunch of his friends show up to go to this remote broadcast. And they had like recliners that they put in the back of the van. They just all sat back there and smoked pot the entire way.
Holy cow.
And we got there. We got super hammered.
Really?
Drove back to the station.
Were you old enough?
Oh, yeah.
You better have been.
I was 22 or 23. Drove back to the station. And then right after that, he was going on. He was an overnight DJ on the station. And nobody's in the station at night.
Oh, my gosh.
So he's like, come on in. We'll be on. That's another time that I was on the radio because nobody's listening at night. And we proceeded to get ridiculously wasted, and we're on the radio screwing around all night long, live on the air.
Are you joking
And
me?
he is the first one that introduced me to the band. That
Saliva.
It was Pantera and David Allan Coe.
Pantera and David Allan Coe together?
Yes, together.
Like those two bands? Like those two people?
David Allan Coe fronting Pantera.
No.
Yes.
That's a thing?
Yes.
Why have I never heard of this, Christopher? I like both of those people.
And they recorded everything like before he died. And Rebel Meets Rebel is the name of the band.
Rebel Meets
Or
Rebel.
the album that they did.
Oh.
Rebel Meets Rebel.
Wow.
You've probably heard a couple of the
songs. I probably
songs,
have.
Like Cowboys Do More Dope. There's a bunch of them. Anyway.
I got to check that out because
it's right up your alley.
I love like metal and hard rock stuff. And I like old country. Like I listen to a lot of old David Allan Coe songs that he wrote himself, you know.
Super
Just
racist.
really
David
good.
Allan Coe.
No, I don't listen to those songs. Like there's other songs that are not that way.
Yeah.
There's like one called Long-Haired Redneck.
He's got a lot of good
that
songs.
I like.
But I remember that night.
Please come to Boston.
We were on here till like 2:00 or whatever. And I had to go home. I had to drive home here.
Oh yeah.
So I drove like home at 2:00 in the morning back to Mazan.
That's unbelievable. I really do.
I'll tell you what that drive was like after we're off the air.
Okay. I really do want, now that we've done this and we've kind of created our own radio station here, I want to be associated with a radio show. Like I want it.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I told Amy I was going to quit my job and just start in radio, you know, and I might start as an intern if I have to. That's fine.
I don't know. Back when I was doing this, it was the year of 2006, probably.
And they were probably making 120 grand.
That's making $12
right?
an hour, man.
That's
a lot of money in 2005.
Yeah, it was.
2006 for a part-time job.
Yeah, my full-time job at the elevator paid me 11.
Yeah, and I was also doing corn sampling across the Midwest for BASF at the same time, and I was working.
Oh, you were doing it out of the trains and stuff?
No, out of fields.
Oh, out of fields. Oh, I was thinking BNSF.
Yeah, no, BASF. I had
because there's those like grain samplers or grain testers that do it like while you load grain cars and containers and stuff.
I was doing field sampling for Nutridense hybrids for Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan.
Gotcha.
And then I was also working for a steel mill company doing all their website stuff. They made roll micrometers.
Okay. So you weren't doing any actual labor for the steel company? Because if you came in here and said,
I did go to steel mills.
I used to hammer steel with my hand.
Nobody does that.
With a beard.
No.
Because I'm a real man. I would have been like, I respect you for that. I don't now.
Well, anyway, that is what I was doing. I was working for a living.
Yeah, but you still didn't have enough. All this comes back to you still didn't have enough money to buy a comic book that you should have.
Correct.
Because of your living accommodations were probably apparently so expensive that you couldn't do anything else, I guess.
don't know.
What were you doing with this money?
Living.
Putting it up your nose.
Eating. Going to the bar. Paying my rent.
I don't know.
This is what
all of that stuff seems ridiculous.
Around that period of my life when I was doing this.
Eating?
After I graduated, I was still living down there. I'm like, I got to get a real job, right? I just graduated college. Mm-hmm. I'm working these 3 jobs, making really pretty good money.
Quite a bit of bacon.
So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So I had a degree in advertising, advertising marketing. So I tried to get a job for, there's a big video game developer in Champaign-Urbana. And I can't remember they made like Saints Row and a bunch of
I know
games
that
like
game.
that. So I go there. I'm like, hey, I got a degree in advertising marketing. I don't know what you need, but I'm going to work for you. I'll be an intern. I'll be a unpaid intern, whatever.
Sure.
They're just like, nah. I'm like, no, I'm unpaid.
Right. Like I want to do this for free.
This is what I want to do for now. Like, this is what I want to do. So yeah. I'll work for you for 2 years unpaid. They're like, no, we don't really have anything.
Like, we have nothing for you to do for free?
And I'm like, okay.
My gosh. I'd have you, like, vacuum or something.
So I go around the corner to the News Gazette. It's the biggest newspaper in Central Illinois. And I'm like, hey, I got an advertising degree. I want to apply for a job. They had a advertising sales job. I'm like, great. And you had to have a college degree, blah, 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 blah. So I signed. I go in there. I interview. There was about 5 people that interviewed. Anyway, they call and offer me the job.
Okay.
And it was going to be managing this small newspaper inside the newspaper that like dealt with Illini sports. But I like managed all the advertisements in there.
Right.
Like selling them, getting them made, putting them in there, placing them. I'm like, great, that sounds good. But I was in Effingham, Illinois, doing corn sampling at the time. And I'm like, I get back from this in 2 days. I get back and we'll get everything finalized. It's all good.
Sure.
So this is back in the day when like cell phones didn't work everywhere.
Right.
My phone did not work in Southern Illinois.
Yeah. They barely worked at all.
And it was like singular wireless,
Yes.
So we go down there, and I get back 2 days later, and I call in, and they're like, "Oh, we've been trying to get a hold of you for the last 2 days." I'm like, "Oh, I was at work. I was down in Southern Illinois." They're like, "Oh, well, we need to know like right now because like we're giving you this massive opportunity, and then you just disappear for 2 days, and like there's a bunch of people that want this job, and you're lucky that we would offer it to you, and like how dare you?" Like go down there without like you should have been running in here. Basically, I'm giving you a gist,
right?
And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like you called me and offered me a job. I said I would take it. I said I'm at work in Southern Illinois for 2 days, and when I come back,
yeah, like what else
I'll
do
go
you
to your
want
office.
from me?
The guy was just super douchey.
Okay.
So I go in there. And I'm like, okay, well I'm here now. And he's like, well, it's too late now. And I'm like.
Really?
I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, see ya. And he goes, well, it's not too late. I'm like, I don't know what games you're trying to play here.
We're going to like beg him for the job or something?
I'm like, all right, so what are we doing here? He's like, well, just come in tomorrow. We'll get things squared away. And I'm like, okay, I'll come in tomorrow. We'll get it squared away. And go, by the way, I never asked, like, what's the pay? What's the benefits? Blah, blah, blah. He goes, well, it's sales, so it's commission-based. And like, yeah, I figured, a certain amount would be commission-based. He goes, the base salary's $20,000 a year plus commission. And I go, I'm like, well, I make more than that now, making $12 an hour.
Why would you want to do that?
He's like, well, the commissions. I'm like, well, what's the commission
percentage
rate?
of the?
It was like 2%, 1%, 2%. I'm like, no.
Who would want that?
And so
who are they going to get to do that?
I don't know, but I'm like, done. So that's when I moved home and started iTrees.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that failed.
I guess.
So I guess the writing was on the wall,
They made me wear like clothes, like a tie.
Wait, what do you mean you guess? You're like, you're like, yeah, I guess it was all right that I started iTrees.
No. I mean, I don't know. I didn't put that much thought into it. I'm just saying, like, any job I would have taken was just a temporary. I wasn't going to work for somebody else.
You were going to get sucked into it. That was what you were going to do.
This place made me wear a tie. They were going to make me wear a tie.
Oh, my God.
I had to wear a tie to an interview.
Yes.
No, that doesn't happen for me. No.
Really? You don't wear ties?
No, I wear ties to funerals.
And weddings. I've seen you wear them at weddings.
I'll wear a tie when I want to wear a tie. But if you're requiring me to wear a tie, I don't need to be a part of it. Like, we don't need to.
Ties don't bother me at all. They
don't bother me. But I don't. What bothers me?
Apparently, they very much bother you.
People telling you that you have to dress a certain way. That bothers me.
Why?
Don't you think it's ridiculous to have to go to a job where you can't wear jeans or you have to wear a suit?
No, I don't think it's ridiculous.
You don't think that's ridiculous?
I don't. I think there's a certain level of...
At what level in this world?
So you tell me...
Nobody should care that much about what people are wearing, but they shouldn't.
Well, That's fine, but
Fuck those
people do. People do, and people.
No, people don't. It's like a whole thing, like the media with the coronavirus.
No,
it's
do
just
think
a self-perpetuating thing.
No. If you have a guy that's trying to sell you a product that you want, and they're trying to promote it as the best product, you don't want them coming in with ripped jeans and a t-shirt.
Listen, I didn't say ripped jeans and a t-shirt. You have to look presentable.
Exactly.
But I don't care if they're wearing a suit. I'm not more likely to buy something from you wearing a suit
I bet
rather
you
than
are.
wearing a nice pair of jeans with a tucked in
I bet you
button-down
are.
shirt. I guarantee I'm
I
not.
bet you there are
I'd be
statistics that
less
say
likely
that.
to buy from somebody wearing a suit.
I bet you the nicer
If you
people
come
dress,
in my face with a suit,
listen, there are probably statistics out there that you could look up right now that say people are more likely to buy from someone dressed nicely than someone dressed casually. I guarantee you it's a statistic that is out there and proven. So
I want to see that statistic
it benefits
within the last 5 years. I don't want data corrupting it from 20 years ago.
whatever.
No,
but
that data is going to be corrupted from 20, 30 years ago
why?
because that's an old school thought.
I don't think it is. I'm just saying I think it's a proven thing
Millennials don't care.
where if you are dressed
So
nicer,
you're more likely to buy a sofa from a guy in a suit at a furniture store than a guy wearing a nice polo shirt and jeans.
I don't know
who's put together.
I don't know if I am. I'm just saying there is a statistic out there that says that. So that's probably why people dress that way and why companies tell you.
You're just making this up. You
I'm
don't
not
know
ma-
if there's a statistic.
Look it up. I'm going to look it up. I guarantee you there is one because companies look at that kind of stuff to say, like, if you dress this way, we will sell better.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Start talking about something.
It's cultural zeitgeist is what it is. It's the lemmings off a cliff, Jerry.
No.
Yes. You ever played the video game Lemmings?
No.
That's what it is.
I never have.
It's just a bunch of people that have all said one thing, and then everybody started doing it, and then just keep doing it. And if anybody does anything different, everybody automatically rejects that. It's just not going to be a thing in 10 years.
What do I search here? How do I search that? How do I phrase it?
I'm just going to search this. Why do companies require suits?
Do you sell more dressed
In a suit?
nicely? No, it's not necessarily a suit. I'm not talking about a suit. I'm just saying like a nice shirt and tie or something, like something that makes you wear a tie. Because I guarantee you it's a thing.
Anyway,
give us your opinion on
where
this.
did
Anybody.
business casual come from? In an effort to sell more clothing in the 60s, the Hawaiian fashion industry distributed shirts to the government in hopes that they'd wear them during summer months in support of local businesses. The concept became so popular that organizations lobbied for Aloha Fridays. Eventually, other states started picking up in the idea, turning Aloha Fridays into casual Fridays across the country. However, this transition wasn't as seamless as you assumed it would be. Wait, this is about casual
Yeah,
Fridays.
that's about casual Friday.
I don't know.
I think it is. I don't know. I think you have like an
There has been
over exaggeration of.
Despite the shift in culture away from formal business
Ties.
attire, companies today still choose to enforce their own rules around dressing for work. Main reasons are founders want clothing to reflect the founder's value. So companies are owned by old rich white men, right? The patriarchy.
Yes.
And they have a certain set of
100%.
values, and they want people to dress like them. That's the main reason for dress codes. I'm just telling you. That's the main reason. Out of the gate. Now, there's other reasons, but that's probably the main one.
And I agree with you that it is set up that way.
Old people. It's old people are still in charge. That's the problem.
But the way you dress affects other people that you're in front of more so than you are perceiving.
I don't think so. Another reason for the
Yeah.
suit, though, in particular, which I do kind of believe is they
People
put
are
everybody on the same field, right? If everybody's wearing a suit, it's like a uniform, right?
Kind of, but it's also like people are so quick to judge right off the bat on appearance, no matter what. So if you're coming in to sell something to somebody or you're coming in to pitch a thing or whatever, you immediately make a judgment on that person as soon as they come in. If they're just in casual clothing, you immediately think, well, they don't take this seriously.
I don't.
You don't, but the majority of people do. Like the overall majority of people would think that way.
Agree to disagree. What do you guys think?
For some reason, you just don't like ties, and I don't know what it is. Have you been choked?
I don't like anybody forcing anybody to wear anything.
Now, what I would say is to wear a breakaway tie, because if you ever got in a fight or a little bit of a scuffle, you could be killed with your tie if it doesn't break away.
That's true. All right, do we want to do some what you're watching, or do we want to end this podcast and move on with our lives?
I don't know. What do you think we should do?
I think we should end it.
Really?
No, let's do some what we're watching.
Okay.
What have you been watching, Jerry?
I have watched one big movie recently. We were supposed to go out on a big night out on the town, and all of a sudden, everyone's kids started puking, and my kids started puking.
It was ridiculous.
We stayed in, and
everybody's children
puked,
completely unrelated to each other.
Yep. Haven't even seen each other.
Some of them were in the same daycare, but some of them weren't. Like Domino's just started going on puking rallies.
We were ready to go, dressed and ready to go. Babysitter was there, and we already knew other children were throwing up that evening. And then mine woke up from a nap and started puking out of nowhere.
Yeah, and somebody's before that, and then while we were gone that night, ours started puking all over the house. It was crazy.
It was insane. Anyway, during that night, Amy and I stayed in, obviously, got a pizza, and watched a little movie called Knives Out.
Ooh, by Mr. Last Jedi director Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson. It was his...
not Raja.
Nope, not Raj. It was Rian Johnson's first movie after Last Jedi. And I tell you what, it's enjoyable.
Heard it was great. Heard a lot of good things.
So it's like a whodunit, right?
Yeah.
It's a murder mystery.
Like a Agatha Christie?
So how much do you... I'm not going to spoil anything.
I don't know anything, and I don't want to know anything.
Okay. All right. Then I won't even bring it up. Well, it's like a whodunit. You are trying to figure things out the whole time. And it's set up differently than Clue or something like that. It's not... Don't take it as that. In the beginning, you think it's going that way. You think it's going to be like, did Jeremy kill him in the library
like
with
Mr.
the
Green...
knife? Yeah,
in the conservatory with the candlestick.
Right. It's not like that. You think it's going to be. It's not. There are so many other pieces to this puzzle than you believe. And in the middle, it gets a little drawn out. It could be a shorter movie. It could definitely be shortened up. There are some scenes that you do not need whatsoever. There is some like banter that you do not need whatsoever. Like there's some really long dialogue sometimes that got really boring. But the basis of the story, you're very much interested in, so it keeps you drawn in. But overall, I would say everyone needs to watch this movie. I think it's really good. It's different than what you've seen. It's not the same type of movie that has come out in the last 10 years. It's just something of its own, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Amy really enjoyed it as well. She's a hard one to please with most movies, especially if I'm picking it. It's more so like a sympathy watch on her end.
Yeah.
A lot of times she likes the movie. She loves all the Marvel movies and whatnot, but some of the other stuff I pick, she's just never a fan of. This one she enjoyed quite a bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about it more in depth when I see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, there's so much more I want to talk about with this thing.
Spoiler-filled episode with it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's exciting. Anything else?
I'll think of something. I got
a couple things. One is going to be kind of long. We might not get into it.
Okay.
The main one being the Clone Wars is back on Disney Plus.
It is.
And I started watching it. They're doing it week to week, which kind of surprised me. So there's only one episode out as of this podcast.
They're doing it week to week on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Really?
Just like they did in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I didn't. Not yet.
I absolutely loved it. It felt like you're just right back in it. That's just like a series.
Does it actually pick up after the last episode? Like, they're all kind of standalone episodes, though.
Yeah,
right?
it's not like directly or anything.
Okay,
but if you remember,
Do they give you a time frame?
yeah, kind of. I
Okay.
mean, it's in that same time frame.
It has to be.
Yeah. They kind of pick right back up. I think this season was already written like for back in the day.
Yeah.
And they just never got around to making it.
Okay.
Anyway, it just feels really fun to be back in that world. I wasn't aware how much nostalgia I felt for it until I started watching the show. And I thought the show had a certain air of a little more maturity to it.
This new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Okay.
A little more intrigue. It was a fun though, but still back to like the fun Star Wars stuff. This is a really clone heavy episode, so it's mainly like Cody and Rex and back with that crew. There's no real Jedi to speak of in it, and it's really a excellent episode, and I'm really excited for where they're going with it. And also on Disney Plus, they're running right now. I think it's called like the 30. I can't remember how they put it. Like 30 essential Clone Wars episodes. So you can just watch those 30 episodes, and they skip and they like pre-pick them to give you, I'm guessing, the continuing storyline.
Yeah.
That's going to be relevant to this series.
There's a 30.
There's lots of standalone episodes that aren't continuing any larger narrative.
Yeah, there's a 30-minute episode on YouTube that a guy basically breaks down the whole first six
the
season.
narrative.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I would recommend watching that, not the YouTube video, the 30 episodes or 25 episodes, whatever Disney Plus has out there saying it's the essential Clone Wars. Watch that. It'll be like episode, like 3 episodes from season 1, 5 from season 2, 2 from season 3.
Yeah, it jumps around a lot.
It jumps around a lot, and I think it's going to give you, and they're like 20-minute episodes, first off, so you can literally watch 5 of them in an hour. 2, 4, no. You can watch 3 of them in an hour.
Wow, Chris. You can watch 5 in 100 minutes. Yeah.
So you can watch 3 in an hour. So you can watch in about 10 hours. You can watch 30.
Yeah, you can watch 6 every 2 hours.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still a commitment, but it's not a commitment like 6 seasons or 7 seasons or whatever it is of 20 episodes per season. I mean, it's something that's just not realistic for most people at this point. That is kind of a little more realistic.
Yeah, in 5 days, you've got 30 episodes done if you watch 6 in a row.
Every night. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
It's 2 hours of TV.
2 hours, yeah. It's worth it. I'll tell you that. It's worth it. And this new season, it's right back in it, and it feels great.
I'm definitely going to have to get into it. I wonder if Dude started watching it. I'm sure he has.
I don't know. He's in Texas.
He is in Texas. He's gone. What I did start watching recently and just came out, there's only been 2 episodes, and they're only doing them on Sundays. I figured they'd do 2 days in a row in the beginning is American Idol. It has started again. Why do I like this show so much?
I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore.
You loved it last year.
I just can't do it anymore. It's too much.
No way. It's not too much.
I'll wait maybe until they get down to like the Hollywood week.
It is such
great. I can't do the auditions. I don't want to do the auditions.
I agree with you there.
I don't like the auditions.
I like them just because you can guess basically on who's going to win and whatnot. Like you could see the better people from the others. That's fun. It's fun seeing all of them. I really love it. I really do. I didn't think I'd like Katy Perry that much on it as a judge. She's good. She's fine. She's funny.
She's hot and cold.
Yeah.
Yes or no? In and you're out.
Oh, that was good.
And you're
that
down,
was good.
Wrong and you're right. No.
Keep it going. Say the actual words now.
No, you don't really want to know. I don't know the words, so.
No, I really like it. I don't know. I agree. You don't necessarily have to watch the auditions, but there's something about this mindless, like no thought TV that you could just watch people sing and be like, man, I think they're all right. You know, I can't sing. Little pitchy, don't you think, Amy? He was a little pitchy. I love it. I love that type of show. That's why I like Survivor so much, because it's like mindless and you can watch people run around on an island, you know, and then think like, man, I'd like to be on an island.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I want, and I get it from that. And this year, I can record it, so it's phenomenal because I have a device that records things. So that's fun.
Welcome to the 19th century.
Yeah, Amazon's
20th
providing
century.
21st?
20th century. Because we've had that technology.
Since the 20th century?
Yes.
Wow, that was a long time ago. It's like almost a whole century ago. It's a joke. Continue. What have you watched?
I watched the movie Creed 2. Did we talk about this already?
You know, we may have, but I've never seen it yet.
Did you watch Creed 1?
I know. I've never watched that either.
Well, then there's no reason to talk about it.
Really?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's not as good as Creed 1, which is awesome. Creed 1 is super good. Creed 2 is also very good.
So many people have told me that Creed is a phenomenal movie.
Oh, it really is. Ivan Drago's son fights Apollo Creed's son. I mean, come on.
In Creed 2.
In Creed 2. But it's clearly not as good as Creed 1.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's all right.
Like it's just that's not selling me on the second one.
The boxing is insane.
It's good, really good.
Insane, Jerry. There were points of that movie where I had to cover my face and my head with my arms because I'm just like, oh my god,
really,
dude. I think they're really hitting each other.
Well, I know he took.
There was a lot of real.
Michael B. Jordan took a lot of training and stuff to do that, and he did
beatings, son.
Really,
beatings,
like capital B.
Bad, dude. There are points that it's hard to watch.
I highly doubt Michael B. Jordan was taking shots.
It's hard to watch at times.
But
what's great,
maybe.
What is on fantastic is the boxing. Everything in between, meh. And this one, still good. Still good. If you like Rocky, which I love Rocky.
Of course.
Then you'll like it. If you like
Are you really American if you don't like Rocky?
Creed 1 is such an amazing movie, though. I mean, I also really liked Rocky Balboa, the newest Rocky one.
I liked it, too. That came out in 2006, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Same year as that Rambo movie.
What Rambo movie?
There was that Rambo movie that came out when I was deployed. So did the Rocky
There's
one.
a new Rambo one that just came out, right?
Right.
Last Blood?
Yes. I haven't seen
it yet. But First Blood's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Pretty good.
Like
There's just a lot of walking.
I love that movie.
Down the street.
It's seriously one of the best movies.
Stallone has like 7 words he says in that movie.
It's so good, though.
That's why it's good, because he doesn't speak.
It's so good. So, yeah, there was that. And there was one other thing I watched. I'll talk about. I watched this little documentary on Netflix called Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, my gosh. I saw that, too.
Did you watch it?
I have watched it. Yes, and I forgot about that. It was disturbing to me.
It is. I don't even know how it's so mind-fucking.
I did not
mind-blowing.
Enjoy it, to be honest with you.
I didn't. It's not like I enjoyed anything about it, but I could not watch it.
I know. I was the same way.
It was enthralling, intriguing, insanity.
Yeah, I forgot. That was when you were in. So when you were in Florida, I watched that whole thing.
Pure insanity. In fact, the first episode, after about the first episode, or about 3/4 of the first episode,
yeah,
Marley's like, "This is stupid. I'm going to bed," and it doesn't grab you right away. It's not till the end of the first episode when they start hooking you in.
Yeah,
and then you're so hooked in, but it is horrendously disturbing.
That was my problem. Like it was disturbing to me, and I'm not one to usually be disturbed by most things. But gosh, I just felt like this guy, or the main person they're talking about, was just like so evil. Like evil is
so
like
weird, dude.
An understatement.
This guy was like a super like weird Buffalo Bob serial killer type. But
it's just knowing that these people,
vanity, it was
like that these people exist in our day-to-day lives, that they're around us, that people are walking around.
I mean, it's super rare.
I understand it's rare. I'm saying they are there, though. There are people out there. This was in Vegas. He was in Vegas. Like that.
No, he was in Canada.
But he came to Vegas.
Yeah, they never really expanded on that. Like
he came there and was walking around that casino.
Yeah, I guess. But I wasn't clear on whether that was video footage that he made or it was like stock footage that he found.
The way I took it is that
that's the way you took it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the way it was, because
either way,
she would have been a lot more freaked out.
Well, you would think so.
Like,
Yeah.
why would you stay in your home?
Right. Like, but he did know where she worked.
I don't know, man. The whole thing is super. It's a weird documentary about a serial killer.
Well, and it all stems from him putting up a video of him murdering two kittens.
It's really hard,
which
to
is
watch.
ridiculous. Like, what? I didn't think they would show much of it.
Well, they didn't really.
Yeah, they showed a lot.
They showed a lot, though. But then, I mean, listen, it's not about murdering cats. I'll tell you that. That's where it starts, and that's where the manhunt for him starts. But it delves into some freaky deaky shit after that, man. And this graduates to a full blown serial killer.
Yes,
he murders people,
carries them out in bags
on television or on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's fucked, man.
It's just so disturbing. I did not really enjoy it, to be honest.
No, I didn't. My sister was the one. She told me, she's like, you have to see this. I texted her after I watched it. I'm like, I am so angry with you for even bringing this into my life.
Yeah. Yes. So
I don't want my life would have been better if I hadn't seen this.
Yeah, I don't need that.
There's nothing about this that I need in my life. So if you're listening right now, don't watch it.
I wouldn't tell anybody to watch it, to be honest.
Is it good?
I mean, you can make your
intriguing?
own.
Is it interesting? Absolutely. It's all those things. Is it infuriatingly
I don't know. I kind of think Netflix missed the mark with this here, because it was not like Making a Murderer or anything like that they've done before. Like when they did the what's that guy's name? The big serial killer that everybody, Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Like looking into the Ted Bundy case and the Ted Bundy tapes and the OJ series and things like that. People enjoy that. I get it. This was just a little too much, I think. For most people, I would never suggest it to anybody. You can make your own decision on whether you want to watch it or not. But it's just
really disturbing.
Yeah, it's just too real, too in your face and
just fucked up and sad and
yeah, weird. It's gross. I don't know.
Anyway,
that's surprising. I didn't think you'd ever watch something like that, to be honest.
I only watched it because it was so highly recommended to me, and
I saw it all over Facebook. People were watching it all over Facebook, and they're like, "What did I just watch?" So that intrigued me, but I didn't know anything about it to begin with, and I really didn't read a synopsis.
It's super weird that people like this guy exist.
That's what I was saying. Is those people are real. That was a real person that was alive and doing these things in our time. And those people in Vegas and whatever, all over it.
Those people are also super fucking weird.
Yeah, that live in that chat room and decided to the one. What was the guy, Mr. Green or Mr.
Yeah, I think that guy was weird.
Yeah, he was weird because he studied the video frame by frame to see where he was at. He looked at the wall outlets, the door handles, the type of bed, different things, and they deduced where he lived from that one video. It's just, come on. These people did not have any other thing to do.
Oh, no.
And they say that right off the bat.
She says it. She's like, I was embarrassed. I didn't want to go to my boss and tell him this is what I've been doing. She was crying.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm embarrassed about my life. Yes. But this is my life.
But she said, I would go to work and I would come home and immediately get on the internet and be this other person. They're other people when they get on the internet.
Which is, I understand. I mean, I've known people that live online 100%. They don't live in the real world.
You're kind of that way, aren't you?
No, not at all. But I've known people that are, for real.
Really?
They live in Warcraft. And I don't know them, they're not friends of mine, but I know people that I've known throughout my life that have gotten to that point where they're there. I mean, that's it.
They're still that way?
Oh, yeah. That's it, man. There is that's life. This is something you do. That's life.
Oh, my gosh.
Is it? I mean, whatever. How's it any different, really? It's fine. It's their thing.
No, it's fine. It just, I think you're missing out on a whole nother aspect of life that you just haven't never.
You're missing out.
No, I've played Warcraft.
I'm just saying that's where all their relationships are.
Yeah.
So they're not missing. That's what their relationships are.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And anyway, my recommendation would be don't watch it because it is in no way going to improve your life.
I completely agree.
It's just going to make everything worse.
I 100% agree. Amy got intrigued by what I was watching and asked about it, and that's what I told her. I said, you don't want to watch this. You're not going to enjoy it. It's really strange, and I don't know why I keep watching the next episode. So
I think maybe that we can wrap it up for this week because we'll do a little shorter one and then record another one.
Yeah, I completely agree. So again, guys, we're at C2E2 while you're listening to this. Check out Eric Macias on Instagram at Eman Macias. And what else? We got Snarf Madness.
Make sure you get those brackets in like right away, guys. You've only got like 2 weeks to get them in. 3 weeks.
We got to start grading them. We got to start scoring them. We got to start giving you our opinions.
I mean, we're not going to start the madness until we have enough brackets in.
Absolutely.
But we would like to start the madness at the beginning of March. Now, I was looking back. I don't think we started it till April last year, but
it was like the very tail end of March. Yeah, it'll be sometime in March. Midway through, probably we'll start.
Get those in though. Just do it right now. Now that you're thinking about it,
please.
So, for Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
I am Jerry.
See ya.